Tim Bradley out here capping for Shakur Stevenson, bro. And then people are holding on to it. Shakur fans are running with it. And it's the cycle that keeps on cycling, bro. This shit, I wonder what, at this point, I'm just interested in what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. Because real talk, for Shakur Stevenson fans, for Shakur Stevenson advocates, for all of you that continue to cap for him, watching you guys do mental gymnastics to try to come up with a new narrative every day as to why he's a duck or not a duck and why he's making the decisions and moving the way that he's moving. Watching y'all come up with these new narratives every day really is a highlight of my day. I like to just go for my morning run, do my workout, make myself my breakfast, give me a glass of orange juice, and just come sitting in front of my computer, get my work done for my full-time job, and just also at the same time sit back and just watch what new narratives that you guys are going to come up with today. And now enter into the fray Tim Bradley, ESPN analyst, ESPN play-by-play guy. He now has given Shakur Stevenson 2 new narratives for him and his fans to run with. And we're going to talk about them in this video. So smash the like button if you haven't already. So Shakur Stevenson's, one of his biggest supporters through the years has been Tim Bradley. Then Shakur Stevenson leaves Top Rank. Tim Bradley starts critiquing Shakur Stevenson a little bit more. He ain't like that shit. So they had a little back and forth. Tim Bradley, you know what I'm saying he gonna give his honest opinion. But I don't know if Tim Bradley got a call from Jay Prince. I don't know if Terrence Crawford hit Tim Bradley up like, say, bro, get off Shakur, bro. Get off Shakur, bro. And Tim Bradley decided to acquiesce. I don't know what happened. All I know is in the last 24 hours, Tim Bradley has said 2 things. Number 1, Shakur Stevenson, he getting $5 million to fight Joe Cordina, right? Number 2, Shakur Stevenson's lackluster performances recently is because Shakur Stevenson is dealing with some injuries that he ain't telling nobody about. That's the 2 things that Tim Bradley has come out and said in the last 24 hours. Let's talk about each of them. Number 1, the $5 million. I don't know whether or not Tim Bradley is telling the truth. I know he has a relationship with Shakur Stevenson. I know he has a relationship with Terrence Crawford. Maybe he really did tell him he getting $5 million for Joe Cordina. I don't know why people are running with this, with kind of like an aha moment, like this somehow makes Shakur Stevenson look good. Like this somehow like, yo, see, he going to get the easy bag. You can't get mad at him for getting the easy bag. Very hypocritical. Very contradictory that people are trying to take that stand. Specifically, people who tell me all the time that you don't care about the business of boxing, right? When I explain to you why Shakur Stevenson should be going full steam ahead to try to get the Gervonta Tank Davis fight, why he is the one that should be trying to do everything he can to go see what PBC has to offer him for a Gervonta Tank Davis fight and do everything he can to see that fight. When I talk about the business behind that and why it makes sense for Shakur Stevenson, because he's the clear B-side, because Tank is his only way to be on a pay-per-view that will be worth anything that people would actually want to see and pay for, because Tank Davis is his only way to back in money, because there's not a single fight that he can fight that's going to get him more money than a Gervonta Tank Davis fight. When I say those things to you, you don't understand business. Well, man, nobody care about the business. KO A-side, B-side. Don't nobody care about the business. But when Shakur Stevenson ducks out of a potential fight with Gervonta Tank Davis to go chase an easy bag, now it's business, KO. He got to get that bag, KO. It's just business. He's getting $5 million for Cordina. Why wouldn't he? I thought you didn't care. I thought you just wanted to see the best fight. Y'all see how that shit works? The contradictions in your points should let you know that you don't have a leg to stand on, bro. And if you do have a leg to stand on, it's a fucking wooden leg that's already been broke. The termites and already ate through the goddamn wood. That's the type of shit y'all standing on right now, bro. The shit is sad. It don't make them look better. It make them look worse, and it puts him in an even worse position because, number 1, he's being overpaid. Number 2, he's set up to fail. He's on pay-per-view being overpaid in a fight that's going to lose money because the one fight that's on that card that people actually want to pay to see, people can get it for free. Oh, and by the way, he's fighting in Saudi Arabia, where nobody in his market, where he has a fan base, where he has market value, is going to be willing to pay for that fight. They may break a record for the least amount of pay-per-views sold. And because he's getting $5 million allegedly for this fight with Tim Bradley, it's going to make the event lose even more money, which is going to hurt him in any potential big negotiations moving forward with the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis, with the likes of a Teofimo Lopez, with the likes of a Vasily Lomachenko, or any big fight that he can want in the future. They're going to look at him and say, how dare you ask for this much money? You got paid that much, yes, but look how much the event that you would have headlined on lost. And y'all are happy that he signed somewhere where they put him in a position and set him up to fail. Not only are they putting the young man on the undercard and quote-unquote overpaying him $5 million, because we don't know if this report is true, they're also putting him on the undercard, paying him $5 million, putting him on pay-per-view, and then the one attractive thing about that card, Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol, they're taking that part of the card off of pay-per-view and giving it to people for free on a completely different platform. So anyone that was thinking about buying that card was thinking about buying that card for Beterbiev and Bivol. Now those people don't even have to worry about paying for that fight because that fight is going to be on ESPN Plus already with your subscription. They're setting the young man up to fail, and somehow people think that it is a brag or it is somehow alleviating him from any responsibility of being a duck, all because he's allegedly getting $5 million to fight Joe Cordina. That shit don't make no sense, bro. Because, number one, can we substantiate it based on Tim Bradley? Number two, if it is true and he's getting an easy bag, then you're admitting that he's taking the easy route. You know, the same shit some of y'all cook Terrence Crawford for, some of y'all cook Earl Spence for, the easy route, getting easier bags. Earl Spence went the easy route. If you're an Earl Spence fan, Terrence Crawford went the easy route. So no matter what side you on, because a lot of y'all watching this video are diehard one way or the other. I got a lot of diehard Earl Spence fans. I got a lot of diehard Terrence Crawford fans. When Earl Spence said the easy route shit, Terrence Crawford fans trying to cook his ass. Going in, easy route, easy route, easy route. He didn't want no Bud Crawford. He didn't want Bud Crawford. He ducking Bud Crawford. When BFTB caught up Bomac and asked him about the Jeff Horn and why Terrence Crawford didn't go the other route when he was undisputed at 140, and Bomac said we went the easy route, Earl Spence fans jumping on that shit, cooking them, going off. Easy route. This the easy route. That's the easy route. But when Shakur Stevenson takes the easy route of getting an easy bag for $5 million against Joe Cordina, all of a sudden, that ain't a duck no more. That going to getting money and taking on an easier fight instead of getting more money, taking on a harder fight is the definition of a duck. Y'all are cooked no matter, bro. What's the narrative tomorrow, dog? Real talk. What is the narrative tomorrow, y'all? Like, I told y'all, stop this shit, bro. Stop. Stop it, and I will stop, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I do enjoy this shit. I was about to lie to y'all. I was about to say, man, I don't enjoy this shit. I do. I enjoy this shit. Because pointing out hypocrisy and contradictions, bro, is one of the funnest things that I do on this channel. Like, the $5 million that people are saying that Shakur Stevenson allegedly got for Joe Cordina, that doesn't make it any better. That just proves the point that he was going around not looking for big fights to get big money. He was looking for big money and didn't give a fuck who the fight was. Say, dog, I know Raymond Muratalla is a better fight, or this fight is a better fight, or that fight is a better fight, but they're offering me this for that. And you gonna offer me $5 million to fight a motherfucker that just got knocked out? Yeah, give me that easy fight. Give me that easy bag. The fact that we can all put easy on it lets you know that everything that was harder, he didn't want no part of, bro. He ducked. Simple. So that's the $5 million shit. Now, the other thing that Tim Bradley said about Shakur Stevenson's performances, how he's only performing lackluster because he's been hurt and he has injuries that he didn't tell nobody about, blah, blah, blah. Stop making excuses for that young man, bro. We're not trying to hear that shit. Like, that is a cop-out. That is too soft. And I expect more from Tim Desert Storm Bradley, bro. Like, way more than hearing him try to say that Shakur got some injuries that he ain't telling nobody about and that he usually keep his injuries secret. Number one, that's a lie. That is a complete lie. I got paperwork that proves that's a lie. He'll let you know if his ass is injured, number one. Number two, he said after the Edwin fight, it's no excuses. I ain't going to make no excuses. And then after the Edwin fight, we heard everything from him being sick. He exposed his personal conversations with his baby mama. about when he showed that he was texting her, letting her know he didn't feel well before the fight. Then he went on to talk about stuff going on with his hand, went on to talk about stuff going on with his shoulder. So this idea that Shakur Stevenson is keeping shit secret, nah, he ain't keeping shit secret. The problem is, if he had all that shit going on, why was he talking like he was talking before the fight? He didn't talk like a hurt fighter leading up to the Edwin fight. He didn't talk like somebody that didn't feel good leading up to the Edwin fight. That young man talked like he was going to step on something, and then you can't get mad when people hold you to that shit. You can't get mad when people hold you to that shit. And then what does his injuries have to do with anything in the Artem fight, when what really happened in the Artem fight was he ain't used to cutting off the ring. His footwork on his front foot was sloppy. And because his footwork on his front foot was sloppy the entire night, he ended up not being able to cut off the ring. When he had Artem hurt, he couldn't get him to corners. He couldn't get him against the ropes. He couldn't force him to get him where he wanted to get him. So as a result, he wasn't able to get the stoppage. That was a footwork issue, an aggression issue, an inability to set your shots up issue. Because Artem could see his stuff coming just good enough to where he was able to brace for shots, block shots, and survive. That ain't got nothing to do with being injured. That's a ring IQ thing. So unless his brain hurt, unless his mental hurt, being able to cut off the ring, being able to set up shots, being able to see what can get through on your opponent, those are all things mentally. Has nothing to do with the injury. So I'm disappointed that Tim Bradley would even try to run with some shit like that, bro. Shakur Stevenson is performing poorly, not because of injuries. He's performing poorly because he's having a hard time gauging. I don't want to say gauging. He's having a hard time being comfortable with the distance. When he was fighting Jamel Herring, even I would say Oscar Valdez, even Robinson could say he was comfortable enough to let his hands go in certain situations that he just hasn't let his hands go in at 135 pounds, except for against Yoshino. 130, 126 Shakur, he could be at some of the same distances that he's at 135 pounds, but at 130, 126, he was much more comfortable at countering in those certain distances and positions and angles. He was much more comfortable letting his hands go in those certain distances and angles and positions. Whereas now at 135, he's getting some of those same looks. He's at some of those same distances. He's at some of those same angles, but he's not as comfortable letting his hands go because the guys are bigger, stronger, out of his own mouth. These guys can punch. They punch hard. Artem had a big right hand. I had to be careful. I got to work on cutting off the ring. So his performances at 135 have much more to do with the fact that he's fighting guys bigger, stronger, faster. I tell you all the time on this channel, pound for pound fighters, let's see what they look like when they move up in weight. That's how can you move up and down in weight and keep your same dominance? Can you keep your power? Do you still have the ability to do what you need to do to be successful? But that's it, bro. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.